I think when you start to develop, you develop your defensive game plan, and you execute your defensive game plan during the week. And a lot of times we'll scale back during the week so our kids can play with confidence. It's all about playing with confidence. But there comes a time where you have to put your game plan into execution, and that's what we're going to talk about now. It's very important, okay, that our kids study the scouting reports. And the first thing we do in our game plan, okay, is we want to fit the run plays versus base defense. It's so important. Are we going to fit their best run plays? Who's going to be responsible for stopping the direction of the ball? Who is responsible for playing the ball when it spills? And how do we pursue? In our game plan, we are going to talk about their best pass plays. How do we contain the quarterback? And how do we match coverages in routes? Here's a great example. Here's power read with an arc block. If this is someone's best play, we're going to take it away. All right? And what happens is, let's say they're in 2x2 and they're going to run power read with an arc block to the tailback and they're going to give it to the slot. What's going to happen is on motion, we're going to spin to 5. And we are going to key just like we do fundamentally. So in our fundamentals, right over here, all our defensive linemen, what are they doing? They're playing their fundamentals. Target shows, strike the target, hip and gap. They got double team, eat it up. Target disappears, he blocks back on you. What do? Bend, strike it, and play the ball. Okay? Here, my Mike gets a cross pull. He runs the crease. He yells, pull, pull, pull. My backer bounces on motion. He hears pull, pull, pull. He protects himself. He sees power read. Our stud sees the tackle block down, and as he steps and squeeze, he's not being attacked by anybody, so he knows it's power read. There's no dive at him. So he's going to gather his shoulders like he's going to cue stunt, and he's going to drive the inside half of the quarterback. The backer has the outside half of the quarterback. The free safety, when number 2 blocks, runs the alley, and the bear has contained, and our corner is a run pass. On the backside, he has run pass. On the backside, we are chasing for job security. So we're teaching our kids exactly how we want to defend their best play. So here we are, we're playing a team that's going to run a shallow in a dig. All right? They're going to run a shallow in a dig. All right? A lot of people run this against us because we're man over here. So what happens is the tailback releases. My Mike is on the man side. He sees the tailback release. All right, my backer expands. My free safety's robbing 2. My bear's buzzing the flat. We're inside of the post. We're inside of the corner, or the takeoff. What are we working on now? Now we're working on the dig, and we're working on the shallow. So what happens is, on the dig route, my wolf has him man for man. He's on the man side, and as he works the dig, my free safety sees that number 2 goes away. He's going to drive the dig, and if they throw this to him, because my wolf might be beat, my free safety should absolutely, lay the lumber. Okay? My Mike is keying tailback. Tailback goes away. He's going to step down, and he's going to wall the shallow. He's going to try to knock him over and force him to go over the top. Why? Because that play we got to stop. So that's part of our game plan. And we go through all their best plays versus our defense. Let's talk about the in-game call sheet. In our scouting report, I try to have enough tools in the toolbox. Okay? This is more coverages than I've ever gone, or more things I've ever gone in the game. Usually this is what I'll do. I'm going to tell you, I'll have all 3 of these coverages in. And I'll probably have Plate or Torpedo in, but not the same. And I probably won't have the man pressure in over here. From the move front, I will have this man pressure in. I will have Spike in. And I will have move Echo 52. And in dime, I'm going to probably just have A. I'm not going to have that many calls. Okay? But I'm going to have enough calls to take care of business. Okay? And my thoughts are this. I want to win on first down and get ahead of the sticks. So we do on offense. Okay, and a lot of times I use a multiple choice call for my players. All right, we are going to know their formation group, and then I'm going to give them a choice call. in a choice call, they are going to call the play. Remember I told you that we have to trust our kids? They're going to match my call to the formation, all right? On second down, we generally play down and distance. And then on third down, man, we try to win. Third and long, dime, beat their. Third and medium, choice calls. Third and short, maybe move with a blitz, maybe blade after a heavy edge. So let's take a look at some of this. Here's using a zone pressure on offense on first down. We have a first down tendency based on formation or personnel groups. All right? So we'll have a zone pressure for each tendency. We will call it choice. Okay? So let's say this. They come out in one back in the personnel group. We're going to run a blade away from the tailback. Why do we run away from the tailback? Because in this game, the quarterback wasn't a threat to run, but we thought it'd really jack up their zone scheme. Okay? If they came in two back, they were going to run power, so I wanted to run psycho. So we gave them a call on first down. It was choice. Okay? If I go like this is like choice U. All right? That's a third down thing. So I'm trying to match. So here we go. Third down, choice U. All right? Use the third down tendencies based on formation. Okay? So let's say you have a sprint out team. We did this to a school this year. Actually, it's my old school. Okay? And I may be a little bitter. Okay? Just because I'm Italian and that's how it goes. So here's what we did. On third down, they were a big sprint out team. So we decided on third and long, what we were going to do is we were going to run move. And on move, if the tailback was set to the field, we were going to run field dog. And if the tailback was set to the boundary, we were going to run B 3C. Because if the tailback's to the, we call it a chip actually. And Chip's one of my buddies still teaches back there. And what would happen if they sprint into that, they get smoked. All right? If they set the tailback to the boundary, this kid's now off the line. He's coming upfield. We bring the B stunt. My Mike comes B gap. He's coming to get action. He stretches and the B gap runs through. And guys, it worked out great. We got a sack here, a pressure here, and we got a pick here. And it worked out great for us because on third down, we're trying to go get their tendencies. So let's talk about this. So here's the first down one. Okay? We are going to run a blade away from the tailback. Why? Because they're going to try to run stretch to the right. Here we go. Here comes blade. Up, and they pass, and we get home. And we get home. We'll take it every time. We'll take it every time. Let's see what I got here. Here it comes again. Blade. They run the ball. Beautiful. Blows up the stretch play. Blows up the stretch play. This is choice. This is one of the choices. You can choice anything you want. You can choice anything you want. By the way, that's our students on the visitor side staging their student protest. Okay. Now they got two in the backfield. What do they want to do? They want to run power. I want to run cycle. Let's do it. Okay. We're trying to match personnel. Okay. And we're in the backfield. We have what we want. Okay. We have what we want. Two in the backfield. Cycle. Let's go, man. Let's go. Tee it up. Tee it up. Bad snap because of pressure. Bad snap because of pressure. Here we go. One back. Blade. Away from the tailback. Pick. Loop. Ooh, defensive touchdown coming up. Love it. Win on first down. Get them out of their rhythm. Win on first down. Win on third down. Okay? Now, in-games adjustment, halftime, or the other. Okay? Before you make a decision, look at the film on Huddle before you go choose some kids. Okay? The first thing we look is this. Hey, are we aligned right? We always start small. Let's picture we're in a war. We start by throwing rocks. We go to pistols and rifles before we use nukes. Okay? So here we are. Okay? The first thing we do, we look and say, hey man, are we lined up right? If they're not lined up right, tell them and show them on film. Show them on the board, then show them on the film. Tell him exactly what you want. Because if he's wrong, he's going to see it. You tell him exactly what you want, and he will fix it. If it is a technique issue, You have to explain to him what's the technique you want him to use and what he's doing. Then you show him the film because he sees it. If you just tell him, he's going to tell you did it right. Because kids are stupid, and they aren't stupid. They're just stubborn as hell. All right? Do not make an emotional decision. Is it a scheme issue? You better change your call. Maybe they're beating us into the boundary. Go from 51 to 52. Okay? Maybe you have to go from field to move. Maybe you have to go from move to eagle. Change your front. Don't make emotional decisions. So the next question is this. What if we're lined up right? What if we're making good adjustments? As a coach, you got to decide that. And you can't be, how do I want to say this? You got to understand. Sometimes you brought a knife to a gunfight, okay? And they are better than you. So what you have to do is you got to try to really win at first down. And you got to do it. The first thing we do is we create movement at the line. We stem, pre-snap, and then we move and spark. We zone pressure, and then we'll add a guy to the box, and then we start selling out on first down because we got to get ahead. Because why? They're probably better than us up front. Doesn't mean we can't win the game. It means we got to steal it. That's okay too. Those are some of the most fun wins. Okay, here's my call sheets, and this is going to be in the. You're going to be able to see this on the PowerPoint and blow it up. So what I've done, one personnel group, black. These are all our calls, first and 10, second and long third. And basically, what I'm doing is these are all my calls when they're backed up. These are all their calls when they are not backed up, but they are on their side of the 50. This is all our calls, all their calls when they're on our side of the 50 to our 20. These are all our calls, okay, when they are on our side of the 50 between the 10 and 15. And then here we are between the 15 and the 5, and then goal line. Depending on, sometimes you got to predict where they're going to be. The back part is called problems solvers. And what they are anticipated problems or anticipated things that we're going to see. And sometimes if you might get, I'll put an emergency game plan in here. What if they throw something at us? This is how we're going to adjust. And I try to predict the adjustments that I'm going to need in the game. And I think that that is so important. You don't want to have to sniff an adjustment, oh yeah, I got to run torpedo. Okay? No, you got to understand how they're going to attack you and then how are you going to respond. Okay? The other thing I have down here is 2-minute defense. Okay? And I always want to have our 2-minute defense ready to go in practice. One of the things I learned when I was young, I used to work for a guy who used to carry his 2-minute offense in his hat. And he had a little teeny piece of what do they call that, where they shield the plastic over the paper, laminate. And he had his 2-minute offense. And when they went 2-minute offense, he put everything down and he had his card. He went right off the script. Well, you know what? I do that on defense. Because I think better on Wednesday and not in the heat of the game. Be careful when you make adjustments. Make them sound and have them pre-dedicated. I'd like to thank you. The new system's really exciting. We have all brand new film, all brand new PowerPoints. We're going to provide them for you in the system. I put together an offensive one, which I think really fun to look at. I think you'll really like it. I know I've spent a lot of time with you at Glazier Clinics. I thank you for allowing me to do that and be here today. You have a great time, and let's get out of this lockdown. Talk to you soon.